Hello, Donna Happy Place. This Saturday we have a go at oil pastels. I'm quite aware people sometimes are quite reluctant to try them because they look chunky and messy and you can't get really much details, but they can give you really interesting effects. And we are going to be blending them with oil, and that moves you more into the area of working like with paint. In terms of oil, I'm using almond oil. It's just what I had. It was body oil actually, but you can use any oil, cooking oil, olive oil. If you paint with oil paints, you may have linseed oil. And just experiment, see what happens when you overlap those colors, blend it, and you can create so many different effects with them. Here I'll show you how to make this kind of blended backgrounds as well, so it almost looks like I don't know, that it's maybe raining or something like that. The image is not precise. I mean, all pastels are not about precision, they're more impression based art media. So have a go. Let me know how that works for you. I'm looking forward to see your work. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, let's get started. So I wanted to show you how to work with oil pastels, and then we're also going to experiment in blending them with oil. So oil pastels are very often perceived as not the best art material. They are chunky. People kind of struggle with how do you get details, but the beauty of oil pastel is basically all about blending and layering them and being able to just blend colors together by layering. So that's what we are going to try today. So what I've done, I'm using you can use cardboard. This is the cover, the back cover from a sketch pad, but feel free to use cardboard. And I just gave it one layer of acrylic paint. You can use gesso or paint any color. I've done white so you can see better on camera, but you can use any color, and then just lightly sketch. This is not lightly sketched because again I wanted you to see it, so it doesn't have to be so the lines they don't have to be so visible. Sketch whatever you want to work with. We're going to be working with some veggie and fruit for simplicity, and hopefully you have fun with it. So let me get started with picking up some reds. For tomato, some orange as well. Okay, so I'm starting with just applying where I can see the color is quite vivid and even darker because I have orange for my lighter area. I'm going with my orange now. Very close to that red, but it's different. It is a different color. I know I have highlight here, so I'm just going to keep that. And as I go with my second color, whatever you're blending, if it's blue and yellow, go one into another. So I'm going with my orange into that red, so it blends already. Okay, I'm going back to my red. And sometimes you just have to get rid of those little bits of your pastel. And I'm just thinking this orange needs to be a bit lighter, so I'm adding yellow and I'm going back into the orange, and you see it creates lighter orange. Sometimes if you want, you can use your finger to blend it even more, or paper tissue. You can go around the edge and blend that as well. And because it's on that acrylic background, it's really good background for allowing pastel to sit and stick to it. So you can use many layers here, really. Okay, so this is my highlight, and I'm going to go with white pastel, and again just blend this into, bring it more here. Okay. Now I'm moving to the green areas. So this is more like grey, but this green it's got a little bit of dark in it, so I just want that grey to come first. And then I go with more vibrant green. So it's all about mixing colors. Don't be afraid with pastel of mixing colors. And pastels are quite cheap to buy. You can get like 36 colors for under £5 sometimes. Here we go. So that's my start. I can see I need more red here. And now I'm going to try and see what happens when I add blending with oil to that. So this is almond oil, but you can use olive oil, cooking oil, any oil really. And I'm using a smaller brush. Just get a little bit of that. So it starts moving this pastel. You can give it more like a paint quality. If there's too much, you can always get rid of that with the tissue. So that's the first one. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the background first and work on this one later and show you the finished piece. So with oil pastel as well, don't be afraid of contrast, especially for the background. So with the red, think about color wheel. The color sitting on the opposite would be blue. And this is where things come alive, you know, with pastels. You need color interaction. And as you can see, I'm getting quite a lot of pigment from them, and the reason is because I'm pressing hard. So don't do that, because that won't give you enough. I mean, it is, and you know, you can use that, the light application for some areas if you need. If you need more pigment, you need to press that pastel quite hard. As you move away from your object, that's where you can start just light application. And because we had that paint, that is quite interesting effect as well. So if you had different color than white, that may give you other visual possibilities. And I think not to be afraid as well is the dark colors with pastels. So I'm just going with this darker blue here now, where the fruit would be having cast shadow, sorry, vegetable. And you can always go back even if you still have that oil on it. That will allow you to blend your pastel. Okay, I hope that will encourage you to have fun with pastels, oil pastels. I'm going to carry on the second one and just bring the finished one piece for you so you can see. Okay, so I carried on working on it, and it was just like with the first one I showed you, playing with pastel oil, then adding pastel, then removing some oil with the tissue. I also want to show you what you can do with the background with oil. So if you add a little bit of oil to your background, then you can just smudge it, and again this gives you like moving more towards the direction of working with paint. It's really interesting, you know, with the pastel, the effects you can get. So have a go, play with oil, play with adding oil, removing oil, adding pastel, because what happens now, I'll just show you, this still has a little bit oil in it. So when I go back with pastel, you can smudge it even more. Okay, so hope you will enjoy it, something different, and let me know how it worked for you. Okay, bye bye.